This is the Dzogchen Semde Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi and the recitation of the first half of Spaciousness of Vajrasattva, the Shastra, the great Buddhist reformer Vajra. Listen, O virtuous one. I will show you the truth of your being. You are and always have been Vajrasattva, the infinite consciousness, living presence, and creative power of the divine, the vast spaciousness of being, always good, the way of liberation for all beings, beyond appearance and disappearance, beyond the grasp of the intellect. Love being our essence, attainment is already complete, and there is no need to strive at practicing great compassion. Love being the supreme good, there is no need to extol the many splendid qualities of compassion. Phenomena are not other than the true condition. Without any input on our part, they appear and disappear. Naturally arising wisdom need not be actively sought. Self-liberating by nature, it reveals the way. Earth, air, fire, and water are the indwelling divine. Despite our mistaken notions, liberation dawns from within our own being and is not dependent on others. Supreme wisdom is difficult to realize except by the way of wisdom itself. Dependence on others is merely notional, since bliss actually arises naturally from within. And yet the miraculous is not beyond our recognition, due to the intuitive insight into the natural state. Our innate capacities and spiritual powers come to the fore naturally from within our own inner depths. Real meditation is effortless letting go in the true condition. So this is important. So effortless letting go, I'm going to bold that. Okay, and I'm going to underline true condition. This true condition never appears to us as something which can be seen. Striving to grasp it, we prevent the recognition of its true nature. Nor can the supreme secrecy of the primal continuum be revealed by hearing about it, nor can words reveal its nature, even in the barest measure. The suffering of sentient beings is only consciousness, intrinsically perfect energy in varied forms. Beyond movement, unshaken, it abides equally in all. People talk of karma. In truth, there is only consciousness beyond all our notions. For those imprisoned in the ups and downs of thought and emotion, the pristine continuum of awareness remains hidden. So I'm going to rate awareness, underline, and pristine, I'm going to hit bold. The mind of awakening gives rise to all appearances. Being unborn, it is indestructible. This timeless space of pure being is beyond the reach of thoughts. The deepest meditative tranquility does not think of itself as this or that. There is no need to conceptualize or purify the mind of concepts. Although wisdom may, as it comes to the fore, take the form of concepts. Some meditators strive to put their minds in a thought-free state, thinking this gives them access to something subtle. They isolate themselves in lonely places. Examined closely, this is seen to be a form of conceptual meditation. Thinking in terms of causes and results, such seekers strive in vain to transcend this world. They reject the bad and accept the good, although non-dual wisdom already transcends dualities like bad and good. Clinging and indifference are concepts, so too echo-like is anything in between. Joy and sorrow arise from the same source. So declares Vajrasattva, refuge of all. Where else could aversion, attachment, and anger arise, except from the luminous energy of the mind? Objects of pleasure are also just this, formulations of the energy of the light of wisdom. Concepts are like space, but neither space nor concepts ever come into true existence. Abiding in spacious consciousness beyond desire and directed intent, one's condition widens to infinity. Concept-free equanimity is the ground of being, but like the moon reflected on water, it cannot be grasped. Through the divine creative energy, the vibratory sounds of speech are manifested. The mantric sounds of and tam and pa, and their many elaborations, express the creative power of infinite consciousness and figure forth the mind of light. Emma ho, oh how amazing! The enlightened realm is never found by seeking, and can never be perceived by the six senses. Those who seek it in this way are like blind ones grasping for the sky. A graduated spiritual path of purification is at odds with the effortlessness of the true condition. Realization does not come by following such a path. That is like searching for the end of space. The true condition of being what it is, revealed as it is, cannot be seen as a path to travel. One moment I want to reach for a text. It's out of reach. I'll do that some other time. Whoops, let's do that right now. There is no then, there is only now. Let's. So that is 22nd. Let's go over here. Aha! That was an extra preposition. Good thing my spidey senses were tingling. Excuse me, the phlegm. The true condition, being what it is, revealed as it is, cannot be seen as a path to travel. The state of effortless enlightenment is the source of all. Its manifestations are all marvelous wonders. Past and present abide within the true condition. The eternal now of consciousness is the path for all. This is suchness, the light of wisdom, the realization of enlightened beings, both past and yet to come. This living presence is the universal way. The moon and its reflection on water are non-dual. The mind of awakening is not to be found by those engrossed in fabricated features and stages of the way. Focusing attention on present pleasures and their future consequences is a limiting way to follow any path. It is something to avoid. Past, present, and future are one, not three. Only the present has endured throughout time. The nature of reality pervades the whole of creation, its wonderful qualities everywhere to be found. Everything that appears in all the worlds derives from karma, is rooted in concepts, and is phantasmal in nature. Even the situation of a universal emperor is merely a training ground for dealing with illusion. Those who meditate using the time-bound intellect will never be liberated within the time frame of their imagining. For those whose practice is rooted in prayers and striving, everything said about emptiness fully applies. Control G, 6, 7. Let's hit go 2 and close. Let's go back over here and make sure everything's okay. Having completed our first half of the recitation, let us spend the remainder of this morning's live stream sitting and breathing and watching and resting. The free fall of meditation can feel jarring to our rigid and controlling tendencies, and therefore could feel beneficial to apply a variation of Bengali crease counting. We could touch the tip of our left thumb to the lowest set of creases upon our left little finger. Thus, we will be keeping track of our first set of 16 inhalations. we could rest this left hand palms up in our lap. Every time we feel our chest swell with breath, silently and mentally we could recite the verb watch as we advance our right thumb up the creases and tips of each of its fingers. Let us do this now, together as a team, beginning with our right little finger. I have clearly run out of places upon my right hand with which to count. I can therefore now advance my left thumb to its second set of creases. And now you get the basic idea of how we can count 16 sets, 16 inhalations each. Let us help our spine to find its equilibrium, leaning forward and back and left and right, gently twisting back and forth. Counting 16 inhalations takes a little bit more than 1 minute. Counting 16 sets of 16 inhalations each takes a little bit more than 20 minutes. While beginning to gather our first collection of 20 minutes, we could rest the lower knuckle of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger, palms up in our lap. While beginning to gather our second collection of 20 minutes, we could rest the middle knuckle of our right thumb upon the tip of our left middle finger, palms up in our lap. And yes, you guessed it. When beginning to gather our third collection of 20 minutes, we could rest the third knuckle of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger, palms up in our lap. Overwhelmed? The antidote is repetition. Practice with me once every 12 hours or so, and within a week or two, you can master the Buddha's path. There are many elitists who would try to convince us that we must master the Eightfold Path. I'm sorry, that we must master the full lotus posture. But the Buddha never taught such a thing. In fact, when we examine the most ancient examples of Buddhist statuary, we do not see the full lotus posture, but rather merely the quarter lotus posture, where each lower leg rests upon the other, kind of like the pieces of bread in a sandwich. If you wish to sit this way, remember to treat your knees like they are hinge joints and your hips like they're ball joints. The first time you try to assume your shins probably won't be together. They'll probably be like this. That's fine. Never force it. Just let time and gravity gently and naturally open your hips. Remember, the test of a seated posture is not how pretty it looks, but how healthy it is for your joints and how easily it enables you to lengthen your spine as you breathe in. The moment you have a specific question about the philosophies or techniques of Taoism, Buddhism, Tantra, Dzogchen, Zen, or Mahamudra, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window, for I tend to check for questions about once every 5 minutes or so. Mindfulness is simply watching the antics of mind vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. The easiest way to do that is to silently and mentally recite the verb watch every time we feel our chest swell with breath. The essence of meditation is to relax into the aspect of mind which can fleetingly feel non-graspable. The easiest way to do that is to silently and mentally recite the verb rest every time we feel our chest subtly sink as gently we exhale. Noticing love doesn't make us good. Noticing anger doesn't make us bad. Noticing whatever we feel as we breathe in and relaxing into its non-graspable nature, well, that can make us a Buddha. Despite the ravings of elitists, the Buddha taught that one could master his path in as little as 7 days. If someone tells you it takes multiple lifetimes, thank them for their time and be on your way, for they are most certainly not teaching what the Buddha taught. If someone tells you that there are certain emotions you must never feel, they have lost the path. For both the seventh fold of the eightfold path, as well as the first enlightenment factor, are all about mindfulness, noticing with naked vulnerability to whatever perception, emotion, intention, thought, memory, or imagining cartwheels across the stage of our mind. Whether that which we notice is external, internal, physical, mental, pleasurable, painful, interesting, boring, glorious, or grotesque. Noticing and relaxing in harmony with the phases of breath is exactly what our autonomic nervous system has evolved to do. Perhaps that is why the ancients referred to mastery of the Buddhist path as nothing special. If the fundamental duality is pushing and pulling, then chasing bliss and fleeing pain simply furthers that duality, digging us deeper in an unpleasant hole. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever dualities we noticed during our previous inhalation could feel as if they were melting into the simplicity of one taste. At least fleetingly, until our next inhalation occurs and the cycle begins afresh. In approximately 7 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening lesson, followed by the group practice of meditating like a Jedi. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.